Welcome to the Grimdark Chronicles. Something of mystery, an information repository, and a place of history and bygone times. With the archival world of Calliope lost to heretical treachery, now only a few data repositories remain. Origins and first founding, the Dark Angels, the very first Space Marine Legion, were created during the first founding under the Emperor's directive to reunite humanity. Given their status as the first legion, they were the template from which other legions would draw. Their role went beyond conquest. They symbolized the Emperor's vision for a unified galaxy. The Dark Angels' creation saw them placed at the forefront of the Great Crusades campaigns, entrusted with complex and high-stakes missions, including the reclamation of ancient human worlds. The chapter's origins shaped them as a unique military force known for their blend of ferocity, loyalty, and a sense of mystery, traits that would become defining aspects of their identity. The Primarch Lion L. Johnson, found on the death world of Caliban, shaped the Dark Angels' doctrines and philosophy. Known for his unmatched combat skills and intelligence, he was a brilliant strategist, able to outmaneuver enemies through ambushes and meticulously planned strikes. Lion's emphasis on secrecy and the importance of safeguarding knowledge led the Dark Angels to adopt clandestine operations, where gathering intelligence and executing covert actions were as essential as direct engagements. His belief in the duality of honor and vigilance became part of the chapter's moral code, instilling values of loyalty and unrelenting duty. L. Johnson's leadership bonded the chapter, establishing brotherhood, honor, and redemption as cornerstones of their culture. The Great Crusade. The Great Crusade marked the Dark Angels as vital players in expanding the Imperium. Their role was not only to conquer, but to establish the foundations of imperial governance on reclaimed worlds. Early in the Crusade, they developed a reputation for efficiency in defeating complex Xenos threats and rogue human factions. Through hard-fought victories, they grew into elite warriors with an unwavering commitment to protecting humanity from external threats. The Crusade period solidified their combat doctrine, favoring ambushes, elite strikes, and cautious yet decisive maneuvers, with Lion L. Johnson's strategic vision making the Dark Angels indispensable in the most challenging campaigns. The Horus heresy. The Horus heresy had a profound effect on the Dark Angels, leaving scars that still shape the chapter's identity. As loyalists, they fought for the Emperor, but internal divisions stemming from Luther's betrayal fractured their unity. The Dark Angels' fortress monastery on Caliban became a battleground, with former allies turning traitor under Luther's leadership. This civil war left deep psychological wounds, instilling a culture of secrecy and caution within the chapter. The heresy led them to distance themselves from other legions, driven by a need to redeem their honor and erase the stigma of betrayal. The Dark Angels embraced covert operations, hiding their shameful past and pursuing traitorous remnants to fulfill their duty as guardians of the Emperor's vision. Rebuilding after the heresy, after the Horus heresy, the Dark Angels had to rebuild from significant losses, particularly as Caliban lay in ruins and Luther's betrayal left them fractured. In response, they implemented structural reforms, emphasizing loyalty and genetic purity to prevent future betrayals. Their Apothecarium grew in importance, overseeing the maintenance of their gene, seed, and rigorous recruitment processes. Genetic purity became central, ensuring recruits embodied not only physical strength but a strong commitment to loyalty and mental resilience. The Dark Angels developed specialized training regimens to cultivate a disciplined, reliable fighting force. By prioritizing stability and vigilance, they sought to restore the honor and strength of their chapter. Notable early battles throughout their history, the Dark Angels have been involved in battles that defined their combat doctrine and reputation. One notable conflict was the Siege of Terra, where they faced off against the Night Lords. Their precise tactical strikes and mastery of ambush tactics allowed them to secure crucial victories. Additionally, their battles with Luther's forces during the internal conflict on Caliban underscored their ability to navigate complex, multi-front conflicts. These engagements highlighted their skill in executing stealth tactics and elaborate strategies, ultimately reinforcing their commitment to the Emperor and deepening their narrative of redemption, a driving force in their future actions. Gene seed strengths and flaws. The Dark Angel's gene seed is largely stable, which has aided in recruitment and allowed for consistent reinforcements. However, some mutations have emerged, which are closely monitored by the Apothecarium. This vigilance ensures that recruits embody not only physical prowess but unwavering loyalty, aligning with the chapter's focus on purity and discipline. The interplay between genetic strength and potential flaws has reinforced a culture of scrutiny and caution within the chapter, as they strive to maintain their reputation and address any weaknesses that may compromise their legacy. Successor chapters. The Dark Angels have numerous successor chapters, including specialized forces like the Ravenwing and Deathwing, that extend their influence. These successors uphold Dark Angel traditions and tactics, allowing the First Legion's combat doctrines to endure while adapting to new challenges. Strong connections with these successors allow for coordinated campaigns and exercises, reinforcing a shared identity rooted in loyalty and secrecy. This network of successors ensures the Dark Angels' ideals of redemption and vigilance persist across the galaxy, fostering unity among Astartes who share a bond of both legacy and purpose. Ancient allies and enemies. The Dark Angels have forged alliances with key Imperial factions, particularly the Imperial Knights and select Imperial Guard regiments, which enhance their capabilities in complex, large-scale campaigns. These alliances enable collaborative operations, leveraging each faction's strengths for the Imperium's benefit. However, their bitter rivalry with the Night Lords, dating back to the Horus heresy, embodies their broader fight against treachery and chaos. This enmity represents a struggle for redemption and fuels the Dark Angels' desire to eradicate the taint of betrayal wherever it emerges, aligning with their operational focus on rooting out threats in the shadows. Significant role in Imperial conflicts. The Dark Angels have played a pivotal role in key campaigns, including the Scoring and numerous Black Crusades. Their contributions often turn the tide in favor of the Imperium, especially when facing traitor legions and Xenos incursions. Known for their adaptability, the Dark Angels deploy a range of tactics, from precision ambushes to full-force engagements, depending on the mission's needs. Their effectiveness in such conflicts has solidified their reputation as one of the Imperium's most elite strategic defenders, proving their commitment to humanity's defense against chaos and other existential threats. Chapter Mythology and the Emperor. The Dark Angels hold the Emperor in deep reverence, viewing him as a divine protector and ultimate authority. This respect shapes their internal culture, driving a sense of duty and loyalty. Stories of Lionel Johnson and their founding heroes are recounted during ceremonial events, reinforcing the chapter's identity and inspiring Dark Angels to uphold their predecessors' values. These tales emphasize themes of sacrifice, justice, and redemption, all of which inform the Dark Angels' motivations, giving their actions both a sense of history and a divine purpose. Legends of the chapter's founding heroes. The Dark Angels mythology revolves around Lionel Johnson and other founding heroes whose deeds define the chapter's values. Stories of their bravery, sacrifice, and loyalty are integral to the chapter's heritage, passed down through generations as moral exemplars. These legends are used as teaching tools, reinforcing themes of honor, loyalty, and vigilance. The tales create a shared cultural foundation, fostering brotherhood and instilling in each warrior the duty to live up to the values demonstrated by their forebears. Chapter Reforms and Traditions. Post-heresy, the Dark Angels adopted reforms focused on loyalty and resilience. They revamped their training to ensure loyalty and discipline among recruits, and their traditions, including ceremonies and rites, nurture camaraderie and continuity. Unique rituals serve to bond the chapter, instilling a sense of purpose and unity that strengthens their ranks. These customs contribute to a rich cultural fabric that bolsters the chapter's cohesion, ensuring its values and commitment to the Emperor remain unwavering. Relics and artifacts. The Dark Angels maintain a sacred collection of relics and artifacts linked to Lionel Johnson and early heroes. These items, often displayed within the fortress monastery, serve as potent symbols of their legacy and are used in ceremonies to reinforce their connection to history. Some of these relics are also wielded in battle by honored warriors, further cementing their role as symbols of the Emperor's will. These artifacts remind the chapter of their duty and inspire Dark Angels to uphold the values of their storied past. Role in Terra's defense, or the Imperium. During the Siege of Terra, the Dark Angels demonstrated both tactical prowess and loyalty, proving their status as defenders of the Imperium. Their commitment extended to covert operations, where they undertook missions targeting threats to the Emperor's vision. This dual approach as both frontline warriors and covert operatives reflects their dedication to safeguarding humanity. Even in the Imperium's darkest moments, they stood resolute, reinforcing their legacy as champions of the Emperor's cause. The Apothecarium and Gene Secrets. The Apothecarium, vital to the Dark Angels' survival, oversees the preservation of their gene seed and recruits. Apothecaries hold a revered position, entrusted with safeguarding genetic purity and embodying the chapter's legacy. Their role extends to mentoring recruits, ensuring each member understands and embodies the chapter's values. By maintaining genetic stability and imparting tradition, the Apothecarium ensures the chapter remains true to its purpose and heritage across generations. Combat Doctrine. The Dark Angels' combat doctrine combines traditional and innovative tactics, utilizing ambushes and superior battlefield knowledge to gain an edge. Their preference for stealth and precision enables them to strike effectively, minimizing losses. By blending heavy firepower with rapid assaults, they adapt to diverse threats, from Xenos to traitor forces. Their approach is rooted in their protective philosophy, balancing calculated strategy with lethal force to fulfill their duty to humanity. Elite units and dreadnoughts, the Dark Angels' elite formations, such as the Terminator-clad First Company, embody the chapter's military excellence. Units like the Ravenwing and Deathwing specialize in fast assaults and precise strikes, respectively. Dreadnoughts, revered as ancient warriors encased in armored sarcophagi, continue to fight for the Emperor, embodying resilience and honor. These elite units amplify the Dark Angels' tactical versatility, acting as role models and reinforcing the chapter's legacy. Weapons and armor. The Dark Angels' weapons and armor are symbols of heritage and craftsmanship, often customized with intricate designs reflecting individual achievements and chapter lore. They wield power swords, plasma weapons, and specialized gear that blend functionality with symbolism. This combination of technology and personal expression strengthens the chapter's identity, ensuring that each warrior's gear reflects their dedication to the Emperor and their unique heritage. Fleet and space combat. The Dark Angels maintain a powerful fleet, including battle barges and strike cruisers, designed for versatile operations across the galaxy. Their fleet tactics emphasize flexibility, employing boarding actions, bombardments, and reconnaissance to achieve strategic goals. This versatility allows them to respond to diverse threats, whether on the offensive or defensive, reinforcing their reputation as elite defenders of humanity. By maintaining a strong presence in space, the Dark Angels continue their mission to protect the Imperium on all fronts, ensuring the chapter remains a formidable force in galactic conflicts.